Hello and welcome to the NorthcentralPA.com comic book column. This month we have a ton of comics to touch on. There's a lot of exciting new issues, so we're going to jump right into it. And we do got props this time too. So here's our first issue, Extreme Carnage. This is just a variant cover of the issue, but Carnage is the Marvel bad guy who will never die. Fresh off the King in Black saga and the Absolute Carnage saga that we thought we'd never see Carnage again. He actually has come back in a really fun story. It's only one issue old. It just released in the beginning of July. They're taking Carnage kind of in a new direction without Cletus Cassidy. Iron Man's involved, Anti-Venom's involved, and it really picks up right after the whole King in Black saga. I love the artwork in it. I love, obviously, the variant covers have been very good. Here's a picture of Iron Man and Anti-Venom for everybody, if you can see it. But yeah, so I like the direction of this comic. It's kind of taking Carnage in a different direction than we're used to seeing him, but it's off to a really good start, and I highly recommend picking this one up. As I said, it just came out in July, so there's plenty of time to go pick them up at the comic book shop. The next one, X-Force number 21. So this is a variant cover with Man-Thing on the cover. And the reason I wanted to bring this saga up, because this series has been getting a lot of heat lately. I know the artwork is kind of fallen off, and then with the Hellfire Gala saga, the story got kind of convoluted, but I really feel like this issue brought things back. I'm not much of a Man-Thing fan, so this is my first time getting to see him, but I like the direction that this series is headed. I think it's getting a lot tighter and bringing the core characters back. And then bringing Man-Thing over in a crossover didn't hurt, and I kind of like seeing a new character in it. But this is a really, I think this saga right here is off to a very good start and picking things up again for one that I think started really well. So our next one we're going to talk about is Marvel Alien number 4. I guess we can stop calling it Marvel Alien because Marvel owns Alien now, and that's just the way it is. I have loved this series from the get-go, but now things are really starting to kick up. I talk about it in the written column this week that I think around issues 4 and 5 are when comic series really start to pick up in their early goings. Alien has introduced a new character in it. Unfortunately, it's just right at the end of the comic, so we'll have to see what happens in issue 5. But I really like the chances that Marvel has taken with this series. I think they've done a really, really excellent job. The artwork is tight, the storytelling's tight, and come on, it's an Alien story. Next up, we have the brand new re-release of, I shouldn't say re-release, but issue 1 of the XMen Saga that they're I guess relaunching another number 1, but it's cool to see the new characters in it. There are a lot of changes from traditional X-Men. I know this is a variant cover, so there's a lot of characters on here that aren't necessarily in this issue. But I like the way this series is headed. I like the story of Krakoa. I think they've done a very good job in mixing the mutant story into reality and kind of bridging all the X forces and Marauders and all that stuff together. So it's been kind of fun seeing how it's all come together, and now they're bringing it out with new X-Men. So that's also very exciting. The last comic we're going to talk about is one that I've talked about this series in depth, but the only reason I bring it up now is the trade paperback is out for the King in Black. If you haven't had a chance to read these, and probably means you haven't been watching the column because I've talked about this series at length, but this is your chance to get it all in one complete book. I mean, the artwork is amazing, but Donny Cates is my favorite writer at Marvel, and he's the one that pens it, and it's kind of his goodbye saga to Venom. Absolutely outstanding stuff. So those are my recommendations for this month. As always, you can pick everything up at Isla Comics over in South Williamsport. They're the ones who donated these awesome posters to us. But if you want to hit me up, it's Brett C at NorthcentralPA.com. Hit me up with your recommendations and whatever you think I should be reading and we're talking about. Thank you so much for joining us.